Today, we're making the legendary side dish from the Quality Chop House here in London, thinly sliced potatoes, cooked confit, pressed, then deep fried. The resulting product is extremely crispy on the outside, and yet still fluffy and soft on the inside. What is there not to love? Let's do it. Now, the mandatory ingredients and equipment. You need to have a Japanese mandolin. Amongst many things, the Japanese, they have the mandolin and the toilet sorted forever. With these, you could slice things very evenly on both sides. And for this dish, we want the potatoes thin. So, in terms of fat, at the Chop House, they use duck fat. And you can use any animal fat, they'll be extremely tasty. Today, just to make things simple, we're gonna use a bit of refined olive oil. And to make it slightly more interesting, we're gonna add a small spoon of Ibarreco pork fat. But it's the texture that makes the dish. So use whatever oil you fancy. Perfect. Now we have our oil station. Let's prep some potatoes. First, we peel them. We're using Mars Piper. Depending on where you live, just choose a variety that you would normally use for roasted potatoes. On average, I probably spend 20 hours now, more, just peeling on camera. And we're gonna use, what, 1 second of this. Perfect. Now, with the Japanese mandolin, okay, we really don't have a Japanese mandolin, you can use something else. You want to go for thinnest possible setting, and you test it out. So, you should be able to easily see through the potato slice. And there you go. They don't have to be the same shape at this point because we're going to press the potato slices. Perfect. Straight into the oil to mix. Here you go again. Brilliant. Now, that's practically most of the active cooking done. We season this with a generous amount of salt because you want to season from within as well as from the outside when we do fry them. And we give it a mix so that everything is coated with oil. Unlike a real confit, you don't really need that much oil because the steam from the potatoes, it's what's going to cook them, not the fat. Perfect. Now, we take our terrine dish and we place them origami. You want the smooth side to be touching the potatoes. Now, we oil the bottom just a tiny bit and we start building individual layers. Because we're pressing this for a long period of time and we're giving heat, it doesn't have to be that precise. We just want to prevent huge lumps from building. And what's going to happen is, when we do put this in the oven, the low and slow cooking would gelatinize the starch content of the potatoes, giving them a creamier texture. That's what's going to make the contrasting texture of this dish extremely special. For me, this is Hasselback potato on steroids. Perfect. Now, more origami. We simply want to cover the top layer. Put the lid on for now, so that there's enough contact between the lid and the top layer to press them a tiny bit. Now, this whole thing goes into a preheated oven at 120 degrees Celsius for 3 hours, after which we let it cool down naturally, drain off the excess liquid, put a few cans on top, and this whole thing goes into the fridge overnight. Tomorrow, we'll fry some potatoes. I'll see you then. All right. Day 2, let's have a look. By the way, the most optimal scenario is to have 2 of the same terrine dishes. That will give you the most even surface. In our case, we might have to trim off the bottom a bit. So, simply lift the whole thing up and down. Turn this over. How beautiful is that? Oh, the potato goodness. Now, let's fry one, shall we? Let's get a chunky one in the middle. So beautiful. Oh, wow. Like I said, we trim off the bottom a bit to shape it. At the Quality Chop House, they cut them into thick chips, which is incredible. Today I thought we'd do something different. We'll fry this whole piece and use it as a garnish. Of course, this goes back. So, we heat up some oil. For this, you want the oil to be around 190 Celsius. And we fry it just once because they've been cooked properly. Oh, we're at 190. A bit too hot even. All right, let's do it. Lower this slowly, prevent sticking. Almost there. Oh, look at this beautiful color. Wow. And that's it. Leave it to rest on some kitchen towel, just to get rid of the excess oil. And plate. Cheese olive. And this is a side dish that will give any main a run for their money. This is confit potato. a recipe from the Quality Chop House. I really hope you enjoy. Beautiful.